Ok. Donc tout d'abord, j'ai vu ça, je sais pas ce que c'est.
Void is the element of cosmic distortion. It is the pull of gravity and the promise of entropy. The vacuum of space and the gravitational forces that shape it teach us that emptiness is not nothingness. In Ikora's words, to wield void is to draw strength from both the immeasurably small and the unfathomably massive. With it, we bend the very fabric of space-time.
Ok.
Arc is the element of motion and conduction, and is created when the electromagnetic forces of our universe struggle to achieve balance. According to Ikora, Arc teaches us that change is a fundamental aspect of the universe. To wield it is to ride the storm of the unguessable.
Solaire maintenant.
Solar requires us to both exploit and rely on the power of our sun. But to master it is to understand the star's duality. The nuclear force that scorches anything foolish enough to draw near is the same force we harness to heal. It feeds the flora of our galaxy, just as it begets drought and famine. Destruction and recreation are a necessary cycle.
Ok. Stase.
Stasis is the element of will and control. It slows, detains, and shatters. It was our first step into darkness and taught us the universe is not as black and white as it first seemed. Elsie Bray and Eris Morn have slightly different interpretations of how one masters this element. Fitting, as stasis thrives on individual will, but merging their thoughts gives me this. Control over the self can foster control over others. But without power over the self, destruction runs wild. When we wield stasis, we must exercise the ultimate authority over both self and others. Strand is our newest foray into darkness. As I understand it now, it is the elemental manifestation of psychic connection. All minds are connected in a web of consciousness, which we can now see and feel. To wield Strand is to pull on the hidden connecting threads and to use them to create, manipulate, and unravel. I had assumed this element would behave similar to our other darkness ability. But unlike stasis, mastering Strand seems to require one to relinquish control, to embrace the connecting threads and perhaps flow with them. I look forward to experimenting more with this new element.
Ok. Maintenant ça.
This is Jisoo Calorando coming to you once again with a special guest as part of our continuing war coverage, the Cabal Empress Keitel. Your Majesty, thank you for joining us today.
We thank you, Mr. Calorando.
Most of our listeners know little of your people's history beyond your colonization efforts on Mars and the recent Red War with Earth. Tell me, what is your goal here in the Sol system?
We came to your system as conquerors, Mr. Calorando. While that was not under my rule, it is a banner I would have gladly waved.
And yet you extended the offer of a truce with Earth.
The Cabal say there is no road through war. Your direction must change with circumstance.
Ah, you're referring to the recent destruction of your homeworld.
Torabottle was consumed by the Hive and the Witness. And so now my people fight for survival in addition to glory.
My sympathies. All of Neomuna knows what it is to lose a homeworld.
I do not place much value in your sympathies, Mr. Calorando. They were of little value to Earth.
Ok.
With Neomuna Civil News, this is Jisoo Calorando coming to you today with Cloud Strider Nimbus for updates on the recent conflict. Nimbus, thank you for joining us in light of the heavy burden that has recently fallen on your shoulders.
I mean, whole city's hurt right now, Jisoo. Rohan was my hero, same as everyone else. But the best thing we can all do is make sure his sacrifice means something. Keep this city safe.
And what of the Guardians? Have they helped maintain our peace and safety, or are they adding new complications?
We all knew the return of the Pyramid Fleet was going to be complicated, and I'm glad we had the Guardians here every step of the way. There's one thing Rohan taught me, it's that no one survives alone. We need each other.
Impassioned words from one of our city's great champions. Let us hope time proves them wise as well. This is Jisoo Calorando, signing off.
Ok. Bon, bah c'est parti.
Today, we honor relentless Rohan, his service, his sacrifice. More than a protector of Neomuna, he was a true Cloud Strider. He cut his years short so that the whole of humanity may thrive far into the future.
Today we suffer, so tomorrow can live on.
Ok. Visit Nimbus.
I've been watching you. Not like in a creepy way. I've been tracking the war on city sensors. You seem terrifyingly competent. Anyway, this is where I'd usually show you around, maybe buy you a drink, but I got an eensy-weensy crisis. Let me just... What? No! Do not core dump! Ah, dumb machine! Okay. Why don't you take a look around while I get to a good stopping point? Okay, so, remember when you stopped Callus, saved the city, and looked good doing it? When the Witness made that connection after, it rebooted all our Cloud Arc security. I guess the VEX noticed because they busted in here and blew up 5 of my Memorial servers. The audacity, right? Each server is nano-constructed from a Cloud Strider's core drive and filled with all their logs and records. They're irreplaceable. It's not like the VEX are destroyed so randomly. There's gotta be a connection, probably on those wrecked servers. But any data connecting these 5 Striders was in the servers they blew up. Long story short, your buddy Ghost has some sensors I've never seen before. So I thought maybe he could help me scrape the data? Just go take a look at those damaged memorials, see if you can pick up anything.
Elle me donne quoi, elle? Ok. Et... je suis juste censé fouiller? C'est genre ces trucs là? Je... comprends pas. Là, mais non, ok, c'est l'objet, ok. D'accord.
Welcome, Neomuna, to the Hall of Heroes, where history lives on in you. The Earth author Peter S. Beagle once wrote, "There is no immortality but a tree's love. No one dies so long as they are remembered." So join me, City Archivist Quinn Ligari, as we learn about the great heroes who have made our impossible city a reality.
Ça m'en fait un ça. Et, ok.
Hi, I'm Quinn Ligari, City Archivist. It's my job to keep the past alive and help shape the future. With so much history lost to the first collapse, preserving humanity's knowledge is one of Neomuna's highest priorities. If we do not know who we have been, can we truly decide who we shall become? I hate those things. They made me re-record all my originals. Apparently, my take on history can be too sarcastic. Altruism, affinity, awareness. These aren't just the Cloudstrider ideals. They are the soul of Neomuna. Each of the memorials filling this room is a server dedicated to the life of a fallen hero, made from their own augmented systems. Every communication and journal detailing their noble sacrifice is available not only for future Cloudstriders to study, but you as well. The truest way to honor our city's champions is by using their experience to improve ourselves. Is that my cultural anthropology codex? What are you doing mixed in with society? Here in the foyer of arrivals rests noble Rohan. This sacred space honors both the beauty and the grief in a hero's passing. Since lockdown, so much of our city lived vicariously through our champion, and so we feel his loss more keenly. Every Cloudstrider embraces mortality, but in the lives they save and deeds recounted, they are timeless. The seed of each plant thrives in soil enriched by fallen leaves. All they are, from inception to fruit, is an echo of who came before. The plants grown here in the Hall of Heroes are all reclaimed species, extinct on Earth and restored on Neomuna. They are memories of a lost homeworld, returned to life thanks to the safety and prosperity our champions provide. Every drop that falls eventually reaches its end, yet the river continues on. That lone drop is simply a shape the river takes for a time. The water within rejoins the flow and continues on. Those loved ones who pass remain a part of us, forever shaping who we are and who we become.
Ouais, 30 secondes, je suis en train d'essayer de brancher un truc.
The library servers are
Ok.
looking after the VEX incident. An off-site backup. What if Earth still has servers?
Putain, j'arrive pas. Voilà. Ok. Et du coup... Ok, là-bas.
The Pukas you see throughout the Hall of Heroes are attracted to the powerful emotions of visitors just like you. Over generations, they have acclimated to their human neighbors. Cloudstriders routinely use emotional support Pukas in training and therapy. They often select the friendliest chicks from those hatched right here, among their fallen predecessors. The founders came to Neptune in fear, desperate to survive the collapse. The Traveler had left gardens on many planets and moons. But on Neptune, they found a harsh frontier of floating continents and dangerous storms. Compassion, cooperation, and innovation allowed them to survive. just as they now allow us all to flourish.
Ça fait beaucoup quand même de trucs
So,
à...
you want something?
Maelstrom. She was one of the city's greatest military leaders. Ended the Cobalt occupation before she even became a Cloud Strider. Everybody loves him now, but back when Blue Jay was just Conrad Jane, the whole city hated his guts. Did all kinds of illegal sim research. The Strider. She was the very first official Cloud Strider. Losing her records hurts the most. Stargazer. You probably wouldn't expect a mathematician to be a great Cloud Strider. But I hear your Ikora Ray is kind of a nerd too. Siegebreaker. Telluride Magsy. He converted in the middle of the 20-year siege, and he ended it. But VEX captured his mentor, Puck. Magsy rescued Puck, but by then, the bots had stripped secrets from his brain. Old man couldn't handle the guilt. Took risks. Got hurt.
That's awful. And eerily similar to what Osiris went through. I wonder if Rohan learned how to counsel Osiris from... Guardian, your strand, what's happening?
You recreated the memorial. Nimbus said your strand power could make things, but I didn't think they meant like this.
Neither did we. I guess Neomuna's emotional connection to their heroes is strong enough to anchor this strand creation permanently.
I've read some academic studies on veil transcription of the collective unconscious. I bet if I put you in cryo, I could...
Quinn, maybe we should focus on the VEX for now. Why they attacked and if they're coming back.
Yeah, I guess you're probably more useful not frozen. Right now. Let's see if we can figure out why the VEX broke in.
C'est quand même incroyable parce que tout le monde déteste ce DLC. Il y a un lore incroyable.
Hey there, Bright Eyes. At least, I assume they're bright. Hey there, Bright Helmet? Nah. Built a data crawler app to scour Siegebreaker's database for mentions of the other 4 Cloud Striders targeted in that VEX attack. He references Stargazer and some kind of secret number-crunching algorithm. No context. So I need you to restore Stargazer's records. All you need to do is sort of vibe with Stargazer, the city's most famous explorer.
Ok. Et cette quête exotique, je la ferai plus tard. Je vais d'abord faire celle pour le fusil. La mitrailleuse, par contre, c'est trop beau. Je vais regarder ici.
Hey, Ligari, how are things holding up over there? Heard the hall got hit.
Oh, it's fine-ish. No load-bearing damage, and the rest is taken care of. A little unorthodox, but we're good.
You sure? I can take a look.
I'm sure. Save your resources for the more vital infrastructure. We'll have a bad time, a worse time, if the farms go.
You let me know if that changes. Might not be as immediate as the siege, but our history's worth keeping safe.
That's why you're my favorite, Sid.
Ah, you say that to everyone.
And I mean it to everyone.
Ok. Je vais aller parler ici aussi. Ah bah c'était juste pour me donner ça, d'accord.
Neat hardware you've got. Oh, hey, Guardian. Induction ceremony wrap up all right? The citizens did a good job improvising. Traditionally, both Cloud Striders are there for the final handoff, but Rohan wasn't here, so... And if he were, he wouldn't be moaning about the past. He'd be too busy cracking open the veil, jumping through the portal, and knocking the witness back on its multiple asses. You know, the VEX were working on a copycat veil. Oh yeah, Rohan stumbled on it in the Nexus, years ago. It was half finished then, but he was convinced that the VEX had the goods on the original. Goods we'd need one day. Just think! We wrestle the Veil's secrets out of the VEX and we're one step closer to kicking down the witness's door. But first, we gotta track down Rohan's notes. So, what do you say? Help me follow in the big guy's footsteps?
Ouais. Ok. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il me demande de faire? Ok. Et là, maintenant c'est bon? Fini? Maya's Retreat. Ah mais non, c'est ça là-bas. Ok. C'est loin un peu. Donc maintenant il faut juste que je monte. Ah, je monte. Ah mais si, ok d'accord, je vois où on va. Ok. Ouais voilà, c'était bien ce qui me semblait.
Hey, friends! Any updates? I got Osiris to help with the decoding, and to tell you the truth, he's getting on my nerves. Keeps asking how I'm doing, giving me these weird looks like I don't even know what.
Non. Ah.
was always tinkering with those things. I thought he was mining for lasers to stick in his gun.
Ah mais en fait je viens de capter aussi. Voilà. Ça va venir. Ouais, j'ai pu ramasser la boule, sauf que la boule elle est partie de l'autre côté. D'accord, ma dague elle est partie chez vous, ok, je viens de revenir. Ah, elle est morte. Harpie. Okay.
Okay, Nimbus, the last packet is on its... Wait, what's this pattern? Is this part of Rohan's notes?
What's it look like?
An hourglass.
And the notes mostly talked about a garden, so... Not sure I get the connection. Not yet, anyway. Let's regroup. We'll have the last packet decoded by the time you get here.
J'ai eu un livre. J'ai gagné un livre. Oui, je trouve avec le télé, ces trucs, oui, c'est beau. C'est un peu loin hein, quand même. Hein. derrière qu'il faut que j'aille, c'est pas ici. Hein. Non mais moi c'est pas... Ah ou alors ils me font ça parce qu'il faut que je monte. Ces trucs en fait. Ah oui non c'est juste des trucs qui me donnent ça, c'est vrai.
Too risky. Since when were you scared of a little risk?
The Black Garden does not contain a little risk. As for the second veil, to the VEX of the Soul Divisive, it was the Black Heart.
Who cares what it's called? It's our chance to follow the witness.
Except it was destroyed years ago.
Attends, ils ont parlé de quoi là?
Nimbus.
J'ai pas écouté.
I understand how greed can make one behave recklessly. But you can't...
Cloud Striders don't grieve. Death is just part of the flow.
Ah, Guardian. Perhaps you can convince our friend that the Black Heart is a dead end.
Hang on.
Pourquoi il parle du...
If that heart thing was the same thing as the veil, then its blueprint can be our guide to the real thing. Come on. All we gotta do is follow Rohan's instructions. He's never steered us wrong before.
You're right. It's at least worth a closer look. But please, let the Guardian handle the groundwork. This city can't afford to lose another Cloud Strider.
Attends, t'es vraiment
All I heard was you're right, so let's get cracking! I'll send you a list of what we need.
T'es en train de me dire que les VEX, au tout début de Destiny 1, le cœur du Jardin Noir là, c'était le voile, enfin le veil. S'il vous plaît. Mais... Ah mais c'est secteur perdu. Ouais mais comment on y rentre? Je suis trop con.
I'm picking up a lot of coordinated VEX signals inside this building, Guardian. Simulation technology, too. Like a digital version of the Crucible. VEX and simulations never work out well like this. We should investigate.
Bah, il est parti où son truc? Non. Oui, c'est pas fait accrocher. Il y a 1 000. Ok.
There. That VEX portal looks like it's accessing the building's server. Whatever is coordinating this assault must be inside.
Ça ok. Ben, je vais mourir. Je suis parti trop loin. Qui vient de me péter à la gueule là. Toujours le secteur oublié ça? Ah oui, trop bien. Je me suis fait éclater la gueule. Mais en même temps c'est parce que je l'ai pas infusé lui, du coup il me fait baisser en lumière. Le boss de secteur perdu qui a un design différent, j'aime bien. Il tire de super vite, on s'en fout les gars. Mais mec. désolé. Votre boss est mort. C'est moi.
A virtual arena to test every skill you can imagine against your friends? Shax would love this place. On second thought, there's no real risk when it isn't full of Vex, so maybe he'd hate it.
Tu te fous de ma gueule là. Bon là cette fois je me téléporte. Hein.
An entire building dedicated to fun in a district meant for entertainment. It boggles my mind. I can't even imagine something like this in the last city. The best we have are bars. And that weird playhouse where everyone sings.
Ok. Ok. Quoi? Laisse-moi. Je pense que c'était peut-être pas prévu que j'y aille comme ça. Ouais. Je me disais bien. En vrai, je suis en train de dire que ça sert à rien que je continue. Et voilà, je fais ça. Ça, on va les tuer. Ouais, bon, ça va. Ah, il me ramène ici, j'ai des très mauvais souvenirs ici. Ramasser ici. Il y a strictement rien. Là, pareil, il n'y a rien du tout.
That's the last item on the list, and it's a powerful
non,
one. We should hurry back to Nimbus.
I wouldn't rush. They're not in the best of moods at the moment. I reminded them that, however broadly they'd like to interpret the Cloud Strider's oath, their duties lie squarely on Neomuna, not in the Witness's playground.
So you convinced them to follow the rules? That doesn't sound like you. Or Nimbus.
I have learned from my mistakes, you know. And I can see when someone is about to repeat them. Nimbus may think they're after the Black Heart's blueprint, but really, they want a distraction from their grief.
How'd they take it when you said that?
They weren't a fan of the suggestion. But they agreed to make the passkey and let you finish the job.
Ok.
Check this out.
Mhm.
You got it.
Ah, yes, on peut se TP maintenant ici. Ça fait depuis combien d'années on n'a pas eu une quête exotique qui se stocke ici? La dernière fois c'était pour la légende d'Acrius. Oh!
We're in.
Good. Any sign of the Soul Divisive?
Not a Vex in sight. You should be proud, Nimbus. Rohan's passkey worked perfectly.
Ouf,
I
hein.
guess they're still hurt over missing out on the action.
All the more reason for them to stay out of the garden. It has a way of amplifying such emotions till they blot out
C'est pas l'endroit dans le raid?
So, quickly and quietly now. Find the conceptual mind,
B.
grab its memory core, and get out.
Roger that.
Ça servait vraiment à rien que je fasse ça en fait. C'est pas... Dans le raid on vient pas de là et on passe là. Mais si on monte je crois dans le raid. Ou alors c'est pour un coffre secret, je sais plus.
The Soul Divisive. How did they know we were here?
Focus on getting past them now. We can dwell on the how later.
Voilà.
Made it through. Though I still don't understand how that happened. Unless we tripped an alarm on the way in.
It's possible. Perhaps Rohan's passkey had a flaw we didn't see.
But why not attack where we portaled in? Why let us get so far?
Are you suggesting someone else tipped off the Soul Divisive?
It's possible.
It's also disappointing. Stay on task. I'll go check on Nimbus.
Ouais bah justement, à mon avis Nimbus il est parti. Je déteste quand ça fait ça. Ah, putain de manette qui bug là.
Looks like someone beat us to the next security measure.
Sorry,
Ouais
friend.
parce que dans le
I
raid,
couldn't sit this one out.
il y
I
a
owe
le...
this to Rohan.
Il y a le...
You
Ouais
owe
voilà.
it to Rohan to do your duty as a Cloud Strider.
Like you know what it means to be a Cloud Strider.
Nimbus, how did you even
Non,
get
pas.
in without a passkey?
You know that conflict you found back on Neomuna? Let's just say those lasers were meant for more than just a light show.
Ouais et là c'est l'endroit... Et ouais et j'ai juste essayé. Voilà, ça c'est l'endroit dans le raid où tout le monde crève.
Taken? What are the Taken doing here?
I don't know about your end, but they're slowing me down over here.
Be careful. If the Taken are there, you're in for an even tougher fight than we expected.
Pardon? Par contre, pourquoi ils se battent ensemble? Les gars, c'est très bien normalement. Je sais pas, mais eux ils viennent du témoin et eux ils vénèrent le témoin.
I suspect the Taken have been
No?
sent to do what the Soul Divisive refused to cover the witnesses' tracks. Completely.
They're here for the conceptual mind. Nimbus, wait!
No time to lose. Last one to the conceptual mind is a disappointment to Rohan's legacy.
As if they needed more cause to act rashly. Guardian, you have to catch up with them before it's too late.
Oui. Ah, je pensais qu'ils allaient attendre avec ça. Jamais les attendre. Merde.
Nimbus, I know you feel you have to do this for Rohan's sake, but
Rohan is dead. I can't do anything for him anymore. Except to live up to what he taught me. A Cloud Strider does whatever it takes to keep Neomuna safe. We don't hesitate in the face of danger.
Ouais, fais
We
bon
don't
pas.
let pain stop us. We let it remind us that
you're still breathing, still fighting. Yes, I know. You shouldn't let pain stop you. But you can't let it propel you either. Trust me, that path only leads to more pain.
Je suis en train de me dire, puisque c'est le raid Jardin du Salut, est-ce qu'ils ont laissé, je sais plus où c'est, mais quelque part sur le côté là il y a un truc non pour le... Non? Pour les divinités. Je rappelle peut-être pas bien, mais il me semblait que si.
I found this. It's Cloud Strider tech, all right. Rohan probably ran right past this spot when he... Looking at this, all I can think of is how Rohan didn't need weapons or fancy mods. Sure, he liked his gear, but he didn't need all that to defend our city. To do his duty as a Cloud Strider. Just what I should be doing right now. You take it. Use it to get the blueprint. Meet me back in Neomuna when you're done, okay?
Osiris, we caught up with Nimbus. They're on their way back to Neomuna.
You convinced them. Well done, Guardian. Must be your way with words. But you'll need more than that if you're to reach the conceptual mind before the Taken. Don't forget what you're here for.
We're on the move.
Oh putain, le chargeur de sur le côté là. Quand tu cours, c'est méga chiant.
The Taken are pulling ahead. Time to really let loose, Guardian. Can't let them destroy the conceptual mind. At least not until we get its memory core.
J'arrive. J'aime bien l'arme. Elle est super stable et super maniable pour faire le recherche de valeur, mais... J'avais même pas vu qu'il y avait les ronds sur les côtés pour balles.
There's the conceptual mind, and its failed creation. Or its god. Huh. I never really thought about that before. What kind of beings create their own god? And it's not even an original.
Happens more than you think. Something to ponder after the memory core is safely in hand.
Right. Focus up, Guardian. feeble-minded, down for the count. Looks like the Taken have all cleared out. Why aren't they fighting us for the memory core?
I'm sure they were merely told to destroy the Blackheart's architect. I doubt they were aware its knowledge is the true threat.
You really think this blueprint will help us with the Veil? After all, if the Black Heart was meant to be a copy of the Veil, it didn't exactly succeed.
True. But even studying the failed attempt can lead to useful information. We won't know for certain until we open up the memory core, which will take some time, so hurry back. Besides, I'm sure our friend Nimbus could stand to hear some good news right about now.
Absolutely. On our way.
You got the goods. Osiris rallied a team of researchers while you were out. They've been itching to get their mitts on this. I knew you'd get the job done. Seriously, I don't want you to think I charged in there because I didn't trust you. I guess I was just after something else. Something you can't find in the Black Garden. Or anywhere else. I thought I had accepted death. That's part of the whole Cloud Strider deal, you know? Our service, our sacrifice. I'm not afraid of dying. Really. But I never considered what it'd be like to keep fighting when... And I know this pain is to remind me that I'm still breathing, but how can I when there's this giant hole where a person used to be? He didn't prepare me for this part. At least now I get why Osiris is the way that he is. I owe him an apology. And I owe you my thanks, Guardian. Thank you for everything.
De rien. Voilà, maintenant je vais aller écouter ça.
Hey, Lagarde, how are things holding up over there? Heard the hall got hit.
No, it's fine-ish. No load-bearing damage, and the rest is taken care of. A little unorthodox, but we're good.
You sure? I can take a look.
I'm sure. Save your resources for the more vital infrastructure. We'll have a bad time, a worse time, if the farms go.
You let me know if that changes. Might not be as immediate as the siege, but our history's worth keeping safe.
That's why you're my favorite, Sid.
Ah, you say that to everyone.
And I mean it to everyone.
Mais j'ai déjà écouté ça. C'est quand même plus joli de nuit.
When you said you understood, I never asked why.
She saved me. As she always did. Throughout all the lives we shared, she was always my better. Just before she told me don't lose hope in the darkness. She must have known what I'd find here.
What was her name?
Sagira.
C'était une cinématique super simple. Mais elle m'a donné des frissons.